Hey girl, hey, welcome back to the Girl Code Podcast, a space where we talk grown, we heal loud, we level up softly, and we move with intention. This is where we have real conversations about confidence, womanhood, power, self worth, becoming that girl in real life, not just online. I'm your host, Monique Maria, and if you're ready for clarity and growth and just being that girl, you're exactly where you need to be. And girl, can we pause for a second? Just for a second. I can't believe it's already 2026. Like, where did the time go? And I really hope everybody New Year was peaceful and full of good energy. And I just want to say this. You should be at the top of your list for 2026 because, girl, this is your year. It's all about you, your mind, your body, your soul. Take your self-care days. Go to the gym if that's your thing. Take your walks, rest when you need to, and always do what's best for you. Now, let's get into today's episode because I already know some people are going to get in their feelings. I'm going to step on a few toes, and I really don't care. So grab your wine, your tea, your water, whatever you're sipping on, and come sit with me for a minute. We're kicking 2026 off with a conversation that really lit social media up in 2025. Well, the end of 2025. And honestly, it's about so much more than just a dress. I'm just honestly saying this. It's more than just a dress. And if you're on social media, you already know what's going on. Dr. Karri Bryant wore a show-stopping gown to the UNCF Atlanta's Mayor Ball, and the Saints went crazy. Let's just say what it is. And I was just on social media looking like, why are we this bothered by a grown woman that's married to a man clearly isn't complaining? That part really just confused me. I just really didn't understand why everybody was bothered, why everybody was talking. It was just a topic of discussion. It was a nice gown. She was fully covered. She was walking with her husband. I mean, to me, she looked dressed for the appropriate occasion. But before we get into everything, on December 20th, 2025, Atlanta hosted the 42nd annual UNCF Mayors Ball, which raised $4 million for HBCUs. I didn't see that nowhere in the comments. Nowhere. I didn't see, you know, they went to a ball where, it was $4 million raised for HBCUs. It was none of that. The attention was focused on a dress. And this wasn't just a normal gala. This was Atlanta. This was Black excellence. This was Black legacy. This was Black purpose. And yes, Karri Bryant stepped out in a stunning gown appropriate for the moment, the setting, and the level of the room. But instead on focusing on the mission, the millions raised for education, some of y'all children's educations, the internet shifted the entire conversation to her body. And that's where the problem started. Because if you actually really seen and read the comments, the men were some of the nastiest. I mean, they was sassy. They was like completely in their feminine energy. I mean, they were so hateful and mean, just saying, "My wife wouldn't dare wear this." Well, I'm sorry to bust your bubble. Your wife probably couldn't wear this. She probably couldn't pull it off. So of course she wouldn't wear it. And it was just them calling her names and just questioning her character. And it was men that don't know her, never seen her, never met her, and will never in life have access to her. And honestly, that part didn't shock me. What did shock me was the Black women. That's what shocked me, how they really attacked this lady for nothing, for simply showing up confident, standing next to her husband. And I say this with love. A lot of it didn't look like concern. Everybody said they was concerned. She's not a charity case. Why are you concerned about her? She's not even worrying about you. She's living her life being a pastor's wife with a man that loves her. It sounded like projection. And let's be real, some of the women criticizing that dress were mad because there is no way they could pull it off. And instead of sitting with that feeling, they turned it into judgment. And jealousy doesn't always show up loud. Sometimes it shows up at that's not inappropriate. She's doing too much, or that's not very first lady like. And here's the uncomfortable truth: low self esteem and low self worth love to concrete critique confidence. Instead of celebrating a woman standing tall in her body, her purpose, and just being feminine, people try to humble her. And that's not holiness, that's insecurity. And Karri Bryant didn't disrespect the space. She didn't distract from the mission. She didn't take away from the purpose. She showed up fully as herself, and yet her appearance became the headline instead of her impact. And what really made people uncomfortable is her husband, Pastor Jamal Bryant, defended her from his pulpit. That's his platform, that he felt he needed to let the world know that he was on his wife's side. What was he supposed to do? Stay quiet, not say anything? No, he defended his wife, and he felt at that time that was the right thing to do. And he said the dress wasn't see-through. He bought the dress. She looked amazing. And he reminded people what the night was actually about: service and purpose. And while I love seeing him protect his wife, it just made me ask, why do Black women still need defending? Why are we still policing Black women bodies in rooms meant for impact? Why do we think our opinion is required for someone else's expression? And I had a girl tell me, a good friend, that, Moni, she wore that dress just to talk and just have people talking. And I said, but what if she just wore the dress because she wanted to wear a dress? Like, I'm not understanding what's so wrong with that. And the thing is, if she would have wore a white dress, we would have said something. Well, y'all would have said something. If she wore a pink dress, a yellow dress, a purple dress, it would have been a problem, because she showed up as the main character. She was confident and she stood tall right next to her husband, and that would bother everybody. And the thing is, let me ask, why do we turn women bodies into battlegrounds? Why does confidence offend people so deeply? I don't understand that. Why do we feel entitled to comment on things that don't affect our purpose, our bills, or our calling? Instead of saying, is her dress appropriate? Maybe we should be asking, is her impact visible? Because it was. And this episode was never about a dress. It's about how Black women are constantly measured by appearance instead of their contribution. And in 2026, we're done with that. And please hear me when I say this: Black women do not need permission to feel beautiful. We do not need approval to take up space. And we do not deserve to be policed for existing. And let's stop tearing each other down. Let's stop projecting insecurity. And let's stop feeding conversations that benefits nobody. And let's start protecting Black women loudly and proudly. And that's the girl code for 2026. We're going to be supportive. We're going to be clear about our mission, and we're not going to apologize for loving ourselves and having self-worth. And if this conversation helped you in any way, and if you want to have any comments, put them down in the comment section. Let me hear your thoughts about, this episode and how you felt. And if you like this, send it to someone, that would like to hear it. And make sure you're following the Girl Code podcast so you never miss an episode. And remember, you don't need to shrink or explain yourself to be accepted. Move with intention, protect your peace, and live life on your terms. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.